For months and months, we've heard about all the chaos and problems behind the scenes when it comes to Captain America 4 Brave New World, this time with no Captain America. And of course, that involves a lot of different rewrites, massive delays on the project, a multitude of reshoots, not just one round of reshoots, but at a minimum 3 and potentially more. And it's not just small reshoots, reshooting effectively the entire movie. And this is according to people who worked on the production itself. Well, now, in order to do damage control, and because they see the box office numbers for opening weekend projections are very, very bad for Marvel and this movie, they've decided to come out with a big statement via the mainstream media. Captain America Brave New World reported budget is entirely unexpected. Now, if you remember, several months ago, the report came out that the budget was likely somewhere in the $350 to $375 million range. Well, according to Marvel, now, this movie, which has been in production forever, which has undergone a multitude of reshoots, including effectively the entire movie, don't worry, guys, this is the cheapest movie we've made in 5 years. Captain America Brave New World is on track to earn $90 million at the domestic box office opening weekend. Similar numbers to Deadpool and Black Panther. The film has a $180 million budget. Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? And of course, who's saying this? It's The Hollywood Reporter, the people who are the spokespeople for the industry. They get told by these studios what to put out, and they print it out there. And of course, there were some interesting reactions because, one, quite frankly, there's no way this is $180 million. There's no way in hell. We know the reports that were out about this budget. We also know how many reshoots this thing went through and how long this has been in production. There's no way that it's possibly $180 million. That might be the budget for all of the reshoots, or maybe that was the original projected budget, but it's simply not true. And I say that because Marvel has a history of doing this. Marvel has a history of putting out budgets that are not correct. In fact, sometimes are half of what they actually spent on the fucking movie. And the trades like Hollywood Reporter and Variety and Deadline, they just repeat their talking points because that's effectively what their job is at this point. But I did see a lot of reactions like this. People here say no to Hollywood Reporter, then quoting World of Real is why media literacy is dead. But Apple Karen, this random person on the internet, told me it costs over $300 million to make. So that must be correct, right? You all are stupid as fuck. The amount of clowns being in denial in the comment section is fucking hilarious. Imagine putting your trust in an unreliable source over an actual news trade. God, some of you are all so damn gullible. I'll tell you who's gullible. It's retarded motherfuckers like this, who after years and years of Marvel lying in this same manner, and then 2 years later being exposed for lying, you're still trusting what comes out. And if you want some proof, I guess I can show you some proof. Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. Do you guys remember this? Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness came out, and originally we were told it had a $200 million budget. Who were we told that by? Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter. You could see right here. As is the case with any Marvel Studios film, Doctor Strange 2 cost a pretty penny, carrying a $200 million production price tag. All right, $200 million budget. Makes almost $1 billion, like $950 million. You would think, yeah, that's a profitable movie. Only problem is, 4 years later, when Disney is forced to reveal in tax documents what they actually spent on making this movie, oh shit, it actually lost money for them because they spent over $400 million on this movie. Disney's revealed the cost of the 2022 superhero movie. This is in 2024, by the way. After they had to file the tax documents they are legally required to for filming in the UK. It cost a staggering $414 million. Now, with the UK tax benefit, that drops down to around the $350, $355 million range, but basically twice of what they reported. So these trades that are so relevant, they lied to you. They repeated Marvel's lie to them. They gave it to you, and some people believed it. Well, that's just one. That's just one of them, right? It can't possibly be any more than that, could it? Well, I guess we can try another one. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Do you guys remember that one? Remember what they told us the budget was for that movie? Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania sets Disney Plus premiere date. Oh, the movie has an estimated production budget of $200 million. This comes from Variety, right? Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, all these guys are owned by the same company. All of them put out the same information, just for the record. I don't know if everybody knew that or not, but that's true. That's the case. Well, what was the reality? The MCU's Ant-Man 3 had a much higher budget than most assumed. Oh, you mean much higher budget than Marvel told everyone it had. They lied to people so it wouldn't look like it was as big of a flop. In truth, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is set to blow its budget as costs surged to nearly $330 million. That's a lot higher than the $200 million they told everyone, isn't it? Well, that's just 2 movies. It couldn't possibly be more. Oh, wait, there's Hollywood Reporter. The same people that are now trying to tell you that Captain America 4 only costs $180 million. We promise. No lies detected. Oh, yeah, Hollywood Reporter. What did they say about the Marvels? Do you guys remember the Marvels? China's box office, the Marvels bombs as superhero fatigue deepens. The Marvel sequel, which cost $200 million to make, lost its opening weekend in China to blah, blah, blah. Well, it wasn't just Hollywood Reporter. Deadline, because they're all from the same parent company, by the way. What did they say about the Marvels? They said a domestic opening that low would put the $200 million production in the neighborhood of 2015's Ant-Man. So they also said $200 million. What's the truth? The Marvels cost $374 million in production budget. So over and over again, they lie to you about what these budgets are. Now, the advantage is if they film in the United Kingdom so they can get a tax rebate, which not a dumb thing to do, they're forced to reveal what they spent publicly in order to get that refund, in order to get that tax break. If they film in the United States, they don't have to do so. But it's weird that over the past several years, every single time that we have these documents, it shows that Marvel lies. They lie about their production budgets. Typically, they either report the initial budget that was projected before all the other stuff, or they report what they spent on reshoots alone. I'm not fucking kidding you. That's what these people do. Verified from within some people at Marvel themselves. That's what they do. So this is a lie. This is probably what they spent on the reshoots or the original budget. But the idea that a lot of people are be like, we have to trust the Hollywood Reporter. Why? When it comes to something like this, the Hollywood Reporter, when it comes to casting announcements, yeah, sure, I trust the Hollywood Reporter when it comes to casting announcements because they are fed by the studios what to say. That's what they do, right? And so that's what they're doing here. They're told by the studio, hey guys, it costs $180 million, report that. They report it. A lot of people repeat it and are retarded and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And then it gets proven a year, 2 years later when the final documents come out that they fucking lied and they don't get held accountable. And it's just on to the next thing. It's on to the next lie. And there's a lot of reason for them to lie about Captain America 4 because this thing is going to flop. It's going to tank. And if instead you tell people it only has a $180 million budget, well, your threshold for breaking even is a lot lower than it is for $350 million, which is much closer to what they actually spent on this movie. It's a joke, it's a sham, and it's a straight up lie. And if we didn't have all of these other examples of Marvel doing the exact same thing, feeding the trades these numbers that turn out to be bullshit, I wouldn't be calling it a lie, but it is. Quite obviously, it is. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.